Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Vestal.
Thank you for giving it up for me. Appreciate that. What's up, Phoenix? How you doing? Yeah, love your city. Love coming here. Turns out I love coming here October through April. I came here last July. Y'all can have that. It was like 1:15. Come on. The sun is very interested in what's going on in Arizona. It's just like... And you probably don't know this about your town, but you have an abnormally large amount of Walgreens and CVS's here. That's not normal amount of Walgreens and CVS's, guys. I know you might think that's normal, but that's not. I was here in June of 2020 when COVID was real bad and you guys didn't care. Is that because you had so many Walgreens and CVS's? Like a virus? Look at all these Walgreens. A virus? Get out of here. And I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that you could paint buildings other colors? There's other colors you can use. What's going on? Is that a deal you made with America to become a state? Like, hey, we're gonna let you be a state, Arizona, but here's the deal. We have 400 tons of paint. You have to use it for the rest of eternity. We got beige, beiger, and beigest. And that's all you can use. And it's gonna get 120, so yeah, that's your take. It's up to you. I was flying out here from the Burbank Airport, and I was in the bathroom, and the guy peeing next to me at the urinal, he was making all these crazy, he was peeing like this, he was like, ooh, yeah. That's it right there. I want to pee like that guy pees. I've been peeing wrong for a long time. That guy was into peeing. I find peeing to be a nuisance, but that guy looks forward to peeing, and I would too. I didn't know you could pee sensually. I want to pee sensually. I'd be so hydrated all the time if I peed like that. I'd get my 7-8 glasses every day. My wife wasn't in the mood, that's fine. I got Dasani. She'll take me where I need to go. Speaking of the bathroom, it's very pee heavy up here at the beginning, sorry. But fellas, let me talk to you for a second. Ladies, you don't know about this probably, but what's going on, fellas, in the public bathrooms? In front of every urinal, guys know what I'm talking about, about 6 inches before the urinal, the guys are already laughing. They know what I'm talking about. There's a puddle of piss in front of every urinal. What are we doing, fellas? What happened? There's dried pee with fresh pee on top of that. Everywhere you go. What's up, fellas? Are we broken? Is that it? We're so broken, ladies. We're just like, that's close enough. I'm just gonna pee. It's good. I held it this long. I'm not taking it. The guys were broken. We're like, I'll stand for the anthem, but no one paid off my loans, so I'm peeing on the floor. That's the compromise. I almost missed my flight here at the Burbank Airport because I was trying to get some water at one of the stores, and the lady in front of me was buying like 5 or 6 Burbank t-shirts. Burbank Airport t-shirts. And I overheard her talking to the lady. She goes, I better not come home empty-handed again. That means one time she came home from a trip from Southern California and her family was like, where's our fucking Burbank shirts? What a weird family. It was American Airlines. That's who I always fly. Because I signed up with them like 15 years ago. Now I'm stuck. Can't switch. They suck at airlining. They can't do it. They cannot airline. If American Airlines was actually America, they've never been to America. Because we just showed up to all the battles like 8 hours late. All the muskets would have gone to the wrong colony. We'd be speaking British right now. On a flight a couple months ago, I missed a gig, a very well-paying gig because of American Airlines, because the flight attendants didn't show up, so they canceled the flight. Because they were protesting. They told us that. Their flight attendants didn't show because they were protesting. Like, are the pilots up there? Then let's go. I'll hand out the water. I got it. I got this. I can tell people to, if we land in the water, stay in your seat and you'll float to safety. I can tell you that. I got it. I know the spiel. I know the whole thing. If you don't want me to do it, pull the plane over to Home Depot. We'll fill this plane with people who want to work. They'll show up every day early, ready to hand out the water. They won't care. They'll love it. Not only that, if the plane breaks in mid-flight, they'll fix it and they won't even charge you. Like, it's okay. I got so mad when that flight got canceled. I'm not proud of my behavior, but I went full Karen on that lady. I did. I got in her face. I was like, you guys shouldn't be able to call yourself American Airlines. You don't represent us. I don't know how you get to call yourself that. You guys don't communicate with each other. You have no idea what's going on, and you can't keep your promises. That's not how America works. And she's like, sir, that's exactly how America works. It's like, touche, American Airlines. I'd like to apologize for my behavior. I'm just going to go sit down until you tell me I can go home. She's just in Laughlin, Nevada, doing a casino there. I've never been to Laughlin, Nevada before. I didn't know what to expect, but oh my God. I don't even know where to start with Laughlin, Nevada. First of all, I've never been the third best looking person. In the entire city before. That is an incredible feeling. I've never been treated like that in my whole life. They were complimenting my style in Laughlin, Nevada. No one's ever said a word to me about style before. I had complete strangers in Laughlin coming up to me over and over again, like, yo, man, what are those in your shirts, man? Those are cool. What are those? I was like, sleeves. Those are sleeves. I overheard these two guys talking at a casino there, and they were sitting at a slot machine. I overheard their comment. I swear this is what this guy said to his friend. I swear this is what he said. He's like, man, I've been feeling so bad lately. I don't know what's going on with me, man. My I'm in pain. I don't know if it's because I'm tired from work or it's from where I got shot. And I butted right in. I was like, hey, you don't know me, but it's from where you got shot. I don't need to know anything else about you. I know the pain you speak of is coming from the bullet. And when we're tired, we don't feel bad, per se. We feel tired. You had it the whole time. Like, hey, man, you make a lot. You're that good-looking dude with the sleeves. That's right. I'm seriously considering moving to Laughlin to lead. Never thought of myself as a leader before, but I think I could help these people. I've been thinking about them all week. I can't get them off my mind. These poor people. Just walking around their house in Laughlin, Nevada, in pain. Confused to what's going on. They're like, what is going on with me? Might it be this wound? Or have I just been pushing myself too hard at the office? Sure is a lot of blood on my floor. I'm getting cold. I wish I had sleeves like that sexy son of a bitch that came through town. That's 3 sleeve jokes. You're never going to hear that again. You remember this? After Laughlin, I went to Vegas for a week, and I got so pissed. It was one of my worst trips. I was mad the whole time. The first 3 days I was there, I was upset. I went all over Vegas, night and day, went all kinds of places. And the longest line I saw for 3 days in Las Vegas, Nevada, was at the M&M store. If you don't know, next to the MGM, there is a 2-story M&M store. And they had to have the maze thing out because the lines were so big to get into the M&M store. I was like, what are you people doing? You're in Las Vegas, Nevada. You got world-class entertainment, restaurants, gambling, nightlife, and you're like, nah. I need to see what's going on with these M&Ms. The second day, I had to ask him. I was like, what's going on in the M&M store? You're like, is Eminem the rapper coming out of a bowl of M&Ms? They're like, no, we just like M&Ms. I don't know anything about these people. But I know for a fact, without a doubt, wherever they came from, they have access to M&Ms. No doubt. Just think of all the M&Ms they passed on the way to the airport to go to Las Vegas. Every physical structure they passed on the way to Vegas has at least 2 bags of M&Ms in it. Can you imagine these people planning their trip to Vegas? Like, hey man, you want to go to Vegas? They got Cirque du Soleil, they got tigers on tight ropes doing flips and stuff. You want to check that out? Yeah. They got an M&M store. Wait, what? They got a what? They have a store with M&Ms in it. Wait, listen, what? You think they got peanut in there? Yeah, they got the peanut in there. And you know what's next to the M&M store? Denny's. You mean like the one we grew up down the street from that's the same place everywhere? Yup, book that shit. Do you know what they say? The M&Ms you buy in Vegas are available everywhere else on Earth. Do not go to Las Vegas for M&Ms. The rest of my trip, I was pissed because I found out that DJs in Las Vegas, like those DJs, make like $60 million a year just in Las Vegas being DJs. I don't even know what a DJ does. So I immediately went and watched a documentary about DJs. I still don't know. I watched another one. Strike 2. This is what I've been able to put together that a DJ does from 2 DJ documentaries. They get their laptop. They go up to the little perch up there. They plug it in. And then they hit what appears to be the shuffle button. And then they just agree to everything that happens after that. Like, and they're like a knob or something, and they'll get a little louder. They told me that the reason DJs make so much money because they mesmerize the crowd. A good DJ mesmerizes the crowd. It's like, yeah, but that's only because anyone who would pay to see a DJ has got to be on ecstasy. There's no other way. I don't know if you've ever done ecstasy or Molly. Well, it's great. You should do it. But what it does, one of the things it does, it makes every sound you hear the greatest sound you've ever heard in your whole life. You can't dislike a song when you're on ecstasy. Like if the ice cream truck drives down your street and you're on ecstasy, you're going to chase the ice cream truck. You're not gonna chase it because you want ice cream. You're gonna chase it so you can Shazam that bomb-ass tune coming out. DJs, get out of here. Live in California. My parents' neighbor keeps trying to get. I'm from Oklahoma originally. He's always trying to get me to leave California. Every time I'm home, he's like, "You gotta get out of California, man. God's gonna take the whole thing out. There's nothing but a bunch of heathens and sinners. You guys don't take the Bible seriously. He's gonna take the whole thing out, get your family out." Not for years, I've thought he's crazy, but you know what? To his point, I've been thinking about, the state of California does just catch on fire. All the time. I've been to every other state, none of them just combust 5 times a year. Something strange is going on. We don't even care. In Cal, we call it a season. It's fire season. Fire is not a season. It's not winter, spring, summer, fall. Fire. You don't walk outside like, "Oh, it's that type of year. Might come a fire anytime." I don't know. This place is out of control. This world we live in. Like this place next door here. Where you can, do you know these places where you can go? They're all over the country that you can go drink alcohol and throw axes. What could go wrong there? I can't believe that is an actual business. Like, we've all walked around our whole lives and seen other humans. Have you ever thought, I wish everyone had an axe to throw? Those places are, there's no training. You just walk in, they hand you an axe, you start throwing it. There should be a little bit of training. Like, not everyone can throw. You gotta be coordinated to throw. Especially something like an axe. There should be a test before they give you an axe. Like, "Hey, here's a tennis ball. Won't you throw that at the wall? Let's see how that goes before we hand you history's scariest murder weapon to throw around." I think places like that is why we had COVID. I think it's a reckoning. I don't know who's in charge of us. I don't know if it's God or aliens. I don't know who it is, but they probably hadn't checked in on us in a while. Time works different. We're just one of their projects. Like, let me check out Earth, see what they're... What the... Why are they just throwing axes around? Oh no, they started doing that a couple years ago. They're also buying farts in jars off the internet. Shut it down. Shut the whole thing. I don't care what you do. Make them sick. Just shut it down. And we're going to teach them a lesson. I want you to shut everything down and then hide all the toilet paper. See how much free time they have to throw axes when they're worried about their dirty butts. Just saw that the CDC came out with their new guidelines and rules for the next pandemic. That's what it said that was in quotes, the next pandemic. I'm not doing that again. I don't care. Look, hey, I was a good boy the first time around. I'm over it. I'm not doing that. I don't care what's outside. I don't care if monkeypox and polio are having a reunion in my front yard. I'm getting out in it. I'm getting a hot dog. I live in California, so we just finished COVID like 2 weeks ago. You guys haven't been doing it for 3 years. We just got done. I'm not ever doing that again. I'm not walking around my neighborhood for 8 months again. That's all I was allowed to do for 8 months. Was walk around the neighborhood. I'd get up in the morning about 8 a.m., walk around the neighborhood. Then about 8:15, walk around the neighborhood again. Just do that all day. Oh, look, there's Jeff. Must be 1:30. I never walked so much in my whole life. Dogs in my neighborhood were tired of walking. My dog gave me an ultimatum. He's like, hey man, you take me outside one more time, I'm bite the first baby I see. And I'm gonna keep biting babies till they put me to sleep. I'm exhausted. Why are we walking so much? Are we training for something? What's going on? And why are you home all the time? What'd you do? You need to go back to work. I'm trying to get on that couch. What you all should be worried about is it also said in the article that they had adopted a lot of what California did to fight the virus. Buckle up. We had a real I hope we use some of these. These are my favorites that we did to stop an airborne virus. My favorite was things that we did this in California, in LA. Things that used to open at 8 a.m. To stop an airborne virus, everything started opening at 10 a.m. Science. I thought it was ridiculous, but they've had time to do some research, and it turns out it made total sense because COVID works at night. COVID worked all night, got off about 8 a.m. But you had to have a window there because you can't trust COVID. COVID wouldn't always go straight home. Sometimes COVID just go to a grocery store at like 8:20 in the morning, just start French kissing senior citizens. I remember when the Optimus Prime variant showed up, whatever that was. What was that one? Omnipop or whatever the hell it was called. We didn't have to. They'd given us a month off with masks and I'll never forget this. They're like, we didn't have to wear them for a month, and then they said we're gonna have to start wearing them again because of the new variant. And you know how they told us? This is how they told us. They told us on a Wednesday that we had to start wearing masks again the following Saturday at 11:59 p.m. They told us on a Wednesday evening that the airborne virus was gonna be back in town. I remember I had a 1-hour layover in San Francisco. It was my first flight back, about a year and a half after, like a year after you guys were done. I get to the San Francisco airport. I got a 1-hour layover. I was like, I'll just get out, I'll get something to eat real quick, go to my next flight. I get out, everything is shut down in the airport. Like they got the gates down in front of every store except one place was open you could eat in the whole airport. It was packed. And I asked the guy who worked at the airport, I was like, hey, what's going on? Why is everything shut down like this? What's going on? He talked to me like I was nuts. He was like, COVID? Can't have people walking around and talking and eating together and shopping during COVID. It might spread. I was like, so you have one place here that all these people from different lands has to converge on to get something to eat before they go off to other lands? That's your big virus plan? And the one place was Burger King. Burger King. Of all the restaurants in the San Francisco airport, you let us have Burger King. I was like, can I just eat COVID? Can someone just spit COVID into my throat right now? And I'll take my chances, because I never got COVID. I don't know how my body would react to COVID. I know exactly how my body would react to Burger King. The next flight I was getting on was the scariest flight of my life. It's a 4-hour flight. I stressed out every second of that flight. You know how stressful a 4-hour flight is when you know for a fact the other 200 people on board just ate Burger King? I was so scared. I was like, one spark, we're done. Be 200 COVID deaths at 30,000 feet. So everything started making me pay attention. I just had a good life before all that. I just went around the country telling my dick jokes, minding my business. And you're forced to pay attention to things for a couple of years. Like I started paying attention to politics. Huh. My whole life I'd watch TV and I'd be like, oh, they got suits on. They know what they're doing. They got this. I don't have to worry about it. Look at all these people with suits. But then you watch for a little bit and you're like, oh, you can just get a suit. My God. I heard the other day that they said it's probably going to be Trump versus Biden again in 2024. We're not going to do that again, are we? We literally have millions of people to choose from. We can't land on those two again. If it's those two again, I don't think we should be allowed to choose anymore. I think that's it for us. We come a new way to choose our leadership. Like a lotto. Or like jury duty. That's how we pick president. You just get a letter one day. You're like, oh. Like, what is it, Brandon? That's Mr. President. I'm gonna go look at aliens. Such a crazy world. Depending on what channel you put it on, there's two totally different realities. I got that press secretary job. We should just get rid of that job. That's nothing good's coming from that, no matter who the president is. That's just a lying person constantly. And everyone in the room knows she's lying. She knows she's lying. He knows she's lying. Everyone in the room knows. We all know they're lying. Why are we doing this? They asked that lady the other day, like, oh, is the border secure? She's like, absolutely. It's very secure. And like, well, what about all these videos of hundreds of people running across at a time? That is not what it looks like. That is our international Red Rover team practice. And as you can tell, we need the practice because they keep getting sent on over. The stock market? I'm supposed to know stuff about the stock market? I don't know anything about this stuff. I hate when people talk about it. I just don't know what to say. I just throw out commodities. That sounds like a good word. I just go, commodity prices. Oh. Yeah, this guy knows what's up. Stocks. I have stocks in something, I'm told. I don't know. I wouldn't even know, like, if they say, go get your money from your stocks, I'd just walk in circles. Bitcoin? That's what my friends tell me. You got to get into Bitcoin, dude. Like, that's the biggest scam I've ever heard in my life. Give me a break. That sounds so... I feel like people are messing with me. Like, where do I get it? Oh, it's out in the multiverse with all the Spider-Mans. The Spider-Mans protect the coins. It's multiverses. You got, like, how do you get them? Oh, you mine them. You get a nerd and he finds them. I was like, well, if I get it, can I spend it? They're like, oh, yeah, if people will take it. I could say that about my leftover Taco Bell hot sauce packets. The same concept. And in fact, if I do get my letter to be president, Taco Bell sauce packets will be money. And I'm buying everything. You know, I think it's the social media that's the end of us. I think there's no putting that genie back in the bottle, you know. It's the worst. Can you imagine explaining Twitter to our founding fathers? As they're writing the Constitution, you could go back in time, explain Twitter to, they'd be so, like, they'd be like, wait a second, wait. Anyone can say anything, and people can just hear them and listen to them wherever they are? Yeah. Okay, but it's the most educated people that everyone's listening to, right? And they know what they're talking about? No. No, not even kinda. They're like, oh my God, what, didn't that get out of hand? How does the government, didn't that get out of hand? Does the president take part in this? Last one did. That didn't end well. New guy's asleep, we don't know. He's either asleep or he's wandering from a press conference into a field, shaking hands with presidents from the past. As soon as they comprehended that, they'd scratch that First Amendment and they'd move the second one up. They're like, step one, get gun. that we wouldn't have that freedom of speech. Because think about that. Think about that now. You can get up in the morning. You can put a piece of bread in a toaster, hit the button, send a direct message to the most powerful man or woman on the planet, tell them to get fucked and die before that bread becomes toast. That's amazing. They didn't know about that when they gave us the freedom of speech. They gave us freedom of speech when everyone lived on farms out in the middle of nowhere. Government was like, yeah, say whatever you want. We don't give a shit. No one can hear you. Who cares? If you were mad at George Washington, you wanted to give George Washington a piece of your mind, you had to stop work on the farm. You had to put your family in a buggy. It was going to take that buggy like 6 months to go 20 miles. And half your family was going to die of tuberculosis. You had to be mad as hell at George Washington. I've been enjoying you got the ads here for the election coming up here. See all the attack ads? I love those. Those are crazy. They just say crazy. If I ever have lots of money, I'm just going to buy TV time across America, and I'm just going to run campaign-style attack ads against people that I just don't like in my personal life. And I'm going to destroy them. You're going to be minding your business on a Tuesday watching TV, and I'm going to pop on your TV. I'm like, you know this dickhead right here? Well, let me introduce you to John Little. He's a real piece of shit. I've known him my whole life. Pretty sure he fingered my dog when we were 12 years old. But it only got worse when John grew up, because now he likes to touch little kids where they pee. But not little black kids, because John Little's a racist. They'll cut to me with a bunch of Taco Bell packets. Brandon Vestal approved this message. That's what they do in those ads. They call each other racist. Everyone's a race. Race is weird. Can't believe that's still a thing. I live in LA, so anytime a race thing happens, everyone's in your shit. What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do to make it do? What are you gonna do, Brandon? Probably nothing. I don't know. You gotta do something. I kept hearing that. You gotta do something, so I signed up for BET Plus, the streaming service. I'm giving a very rich black man more money, so that's sucking my virtue. It's weird though, right? That we white people, we don't want to be called right. That's the one you don't even like. When something like a George Floyd goes down, something like that, black people the next day, that's why we're so weird. We don't know what to do. Because we want to prove we're one of the good ones. That's why we're doing weird shit. Like people are like the next day we're just like giving you a thumbs up and shit. We don't know what to do. You know? I remember the day after the day after all that happened and the protest started, I was out on one of my COVID walks. And my COVID walk etiquette was if I see someone walking towards me, I cross the street well before we get close to each other and explode or whatever happens. I don't know what's supposed to happen. And it was the first day of those George Floyd protest things were pretty intense in LA. And I see a guy come, I start to cross the street, then I realized that's a black dude. I was like, nope. Not crossing the street today. I don't want him to think for 1 second I'm crossing the street because he's black not today. And he's getting close. He's just minding his business, living his life. He's getting closer. I'm getting more amped up in my head. Like, what am I going to say to this guy? I got to prove that I'm down. What am I going to say to this guy? He's getting closer and closer. I'm getting more amped up. More. By the time he got right next to me, I was so amped up that I just grabbed him and I squeezed the shit out of him. I was like, you matter to me. And he just pushed me away and took off running down the street. Screaming something about germs or something. I don't know what he said. But he knows I'm not racist. He might be racist now. May have flipped him. I always ask myself when these race things like, what can you actually do? Everyone's like, what are you going to do? What can you actually do when you think about it to impact something like racism, to actually make a difference? What can you actually do? And I was out driving around, and I came across a protest, and all their signs said honk to end racism. I was like, this is fantastic. I can do that all day. Then I thought about it for a second. I got a little upset. I was like, wait, how long have y'all known? We've had the horn since 1919. I hope you just found out, because think of all the bullshit we could have avoided if you just honked it up a little bit. It's weird. It's like, I like history stuff. How come I've never heard about this? And I did some digging, and it turns out in the early 1920s, there were groups of white people that would drive around black neighborhoods honking to end the racism. But it just led to more confusion. People started fighting more because the black people, legitimately so, thought they were being harassed, and they would come to refer to these crazy white people as honkies. It's my favorite joke. I don't care if you like it or not. It's my favoriteest joke I ever wrote in my life. Some of you are like, wait a second, I'm gonna Google that. Finished Netflix, I watched the whole thing. Tried to watch everything. My wife made me try to watch show Emily in Paris. Yeah, I made it through about half an episode. I was like, you can watch this without me. Don't worry about it. But then I'd walk in when she's watching it by herself, and Emily was always getting railed. It's like, if I'd have known that, I'd have kept watching. They misnamed this show. They should have called this Paris and Emily. I'd have watched every episode. I like the serial killer documentaries. Those are the ones I like to watch. I'm not rooting for them. Like, get her. I just find them interesting that those people exist. What's scary though is they ask these guys, why did you do what you did? And almost every one of them said the same thing. They did what they did because a little voice in their head told them to do it. That's scary. I thought we knew as humans that you just don't listen to the voice in your head. That voice doesn't have a body. You don't listen to voices that don't have bodies. I have a voice like that. Shows up every time I'm in Target. Every time I'm in Target, that voice will show up and he's like, hey, just take your pants off. Yeah, man, just take them off, man. No one's gonna know what to do. It's been a crazy 2 years. No one's gonna know what to do. Everyone's gonna pretend they don't see it. It's gonna be fantastic. Have an N95 mask on your junk. That'll be funny. Show them the tattoo I made you get, the Trump Obama 2024. Watch everyone's head explode. Some people told me that that's God talking to you, that voice in your head. Ew. I hope not. My God, that'd be creepy. Show up to the pearly gates, and he's there. He's like, hey, you almost took them off. Get on in here. Like, get out of my way, pervert God. I want to talk to Abraham Lincoln and Tupac. It's been a pretty rough year so far for my head. A lot of things been done to my head. I had a tooth pulled for the first time in my life. I don't know if you've ever done that. I've had 4 root canals in my life because my mom is from Arkansas. I got a little hillbilly DNA in me. Got bad teeth, so I've had 4 root canals. I never felt a thing, nothing, those 4 root canals. And they are ripping roots out of your head. Didn't feel a thing. I don't know when the last time you got a tooth pulled was, though. There's been no advancement. It's still 1700s style, pulling your teeth. Like, they sent me to another dentist because my dentist couldn't do it, and this guy came out with pliers and a hammer. And the nurse held my head down, and he's just banging and banging and cracking and for 35 minutes. He's an Asian guy, and I was like, wait a second. It shouldn't take 35 minutes. Did I get sold into some sort of torture a white guy program? Like a hostile situation. She's like, this is for Nam. Then I had to go to a dermatologist. I've never been to a dermatologist in my whole life. He just looked at me. They don't have any sense of humor. I judge my doctors by if they laugh at my jokes. And they're pricks. I went to 3 of them and they all suck. They have no, like I went to the first one. He literally just, this is how he looked at me. He goes, "You're all right. $900. That's literally what went down." And he was like, "Well, wait, what's that white thing on your face?" I was like, "I don't know." He goes, "It's probably fine." I had to go back 6 months later because the white thing got bigger. Different guy, no sense of humor. Took a biopsy. They called me back in when they had the results. This is how he gave me the results. No joke. He goes, "It's cancer." But not the bad kind. You're going to be fine. And then he goes, "I watched your stand-up. It was fun." A friend of mine's had a rougher year, though. You have that friend that gives you too much information? That's my friend Kevin. And he's been telling me for 18 years about his hemorrhoids. I never ask one time about his hemorrhoids, but he tells me all about them. But it turns out he just went to the doctor last week, and it turns out that he never had hemorrhoids. So at least for 18 years that I've known, he's been sneaking away twice a day at work to rub ointment on his ass. For absolutely no reason whatsoever. I don't have a joke for that. I just told him, I was like, I'm telling everybody I come up with. You've been sharing way too much with me, I'm sharing with everybody else. He called me because he's nervous because he has to go see a proctologist, specialist person. I don't know why he calls me, like I'm going to make him feel better. I don't know. He's like, "Do you think they're going to have to put something up?" I was like, "Yeah." I don't think you go to a proctologist to chat. I don't think there's a warm-up meeting. He's like, "Well, maybe they won't have to." I was like, "Yeah, you're going to be the one guy that shows up the day they're going to be like, 'Good news. We found another way in.'" He's like, he graduated top of his class from proctology school. What does that mean? We don't even know what it takes to graduate top of your class from proctology school. I bet it's whoever shows the least amount of hesitation. I bet it's like, "Yeah, I'd stick my finger in there. Yep. That too, yeah." This guy's brilliant. My wife lives with me year-round. She's always there. She's still working from home. Still. It's great. So much quality time. She's antsy because she's home all the time, so she's always redecorating things. There's some weird stuff going on in the bedroom. Not good weird, decorative weird. We have zippers on our pillowcases now. I don't know if you had, those are great if you want to wake up with your face ripped open at 3 in the morning. In the middle of a horror movie, it's fantastic. She got a weighted blanket. If you don't know what that is, that's just a very heavy blanket. I fell asleep on the couch and she put that thing on me. I woke up in the I thought the ceiling caved in on me. Scared the hell out of me. I was like, "What is this? What did you buy this?" She's like, "It helps with my anxiety. It makes me feel safe and secure." Like being under rubble? That's what that feels like. They found my wife in a collapsed building. She'd be like, "Can you come back for me? I haven't slept this good in a while." What a psycho. We saw the tornado footage one time. There's just people caught under debris and buildings, and she's just like, yeah, I need to go take a nap. She was on the road with me a few weeks ago at the hotel, and she started having an anxiety attack. I threw every blanket they had in there on her, but that didn't help. She's like, I'm so high, I just threw a desk on top of her. I said, that's it. Hey, thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate it. Thank you.